If you've been following my Instagram recently, you would have realised that Challenge Salou has unfortunately been postponed. This is due to the coronavirus. Unfortunately, the government have stepped in and mass participation events have been postponed to a further notice across many sports, and this means that unfortunately Challenge Salou will not be going ahead. Now, if you're like me, this will be sad news because I put a lot of work into it, and I'm sure everyone out there has also put a lot of work into the event. But I think we need to understand that at the end of the day, being able to compete in triathlon is a luxury that we should all be very grateful for. And when we have virus outbreaks like the one that we're experiencing at the moment, we all need to understand that there's a bigger picture going on in the world, and that we need to respect that. And as much as you might feel unlucky, I think you need to understand that quite a lot of people are in the same boat, or if not worse, if they're dealing with relatives that are going through the virus, or there's tragedies going on, that at the end of the day it's a triathlon, and we need to respect that it is a luxury to be able to compete in the sport. This video is essentially going to be the finale for the build-up. It would have been good to see how my training that I've been showing off would have led into the event, and it could have given people out there confidence in what I was doing, or the sessions, or how well I was able to do, or if the race went one way, how I would adapt this training. But I'm not really going to know now, so it's a shame that this series has kind of built up to this finale, which hasn't really happened. Because this virus is taking over quite quickly, it's unclear to when the race season will actually start. So I think for this time on the channel, then the content will probably be more based around kind of more general things like what my training schedule is, what I eat, as opposed to what it has been in the past of how I'm building up into a race. So that might add a little bit of a new perspective on how I train, as opposed to just building into races. So more of my day-to-day life, which will be interesting. I had quite a lot of comments on an Instagram post I put up the other day where I was doing a sprint effort. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really film this sprint effort at the time, as in the whole session. I just took a little snippet out. But I looked back over some of my old files, and for whatever reason, I'd edited a video but decided not to put it up. And I decided that it's probably best to share that in this video, as people have asked for it. So it's just a video based around a session where I'm working at sort of higher intensities and showing how I've been developing some of my higher end power, because everyone knows if you don't have that top end, you'll never be able to sustain those lower end efforts. If you restrict the top end, if you can only sprint say 300, 400 watts, then trying to hold 300 or 280 watts or whatever you want to be over a longer period of time is never going to happen. So you have to work on that higher end power. And it's basically a session on what I was doing in regards to building up that higher end power. It's a little bit more of a fun edit. I think probably what I did was I did this session about 3 weeks ago, and I was trialing some new editing. It might come across as a little bit more energetic, but I'll see how people like it. I must have had a lot of coffee on that day. So yes, unfortunately this series is going to come to an end because Challenge Salou has been postponed. Just everyone take care, be safe out there, and I hope you enjoy this little video on my indoor high intensity power training. So today's session I'm going to be on the road bike, just because it's a session based around power. Slightly shorter session just because I've been doing lots of longer efforts, so just some shorter intervals, working it a bit higher, watts per kilo, so should be good fun. But again, yeah, on the road bike, because some of it's going to be out the saddle, some of it's going to be sat down, but they're only going to be short reps, so I don't need my time trial bike just because it's some shorter efforts. I'm going to be getting out the saddle, things like that, so there's no need really to be in my time trial position. I might as well have a break from it, considering I've done some more work in it, so yeah, be good. So yeah, crack on with it. And if you're wondering, today I'm going to be doing the session on the Wii Sports Collector's Edition. Joking, obviously I'm using Zwift. So today's main session, I've got 3 minutes at around just over 3 watts per kilo, then a minute recovery. Then I have a minute at just over 5 watts per kilo, then a minute recovery. Then I have 2 minutes at 4.5 watts per kilo, then a minute rest. And then I have a final minute at just over 5 watts per kilo. I'm going to do that 3 times. In between, there's a 3 minute easy, but not really easy, just kind of like a good aerobic solid effort just to recover before the next set. So again, the target today is hit some of those higher powers that I might not have done in a while just because of the longer winter effort. So yeah, it'll be nice for a bit of a change today. So I've decided that I'm going to extend this warm up 12-15 minutes, and then I'm probably going to do 5 minutes worth of little efforts here and there because my legs are still a little bit asleep from this morning's threshold swim set and also easy cross trainer. So yeah, starting to get a bit old now, so I'm going to warm up a little bit more. Again, helps with the mileage. So yeah, going to warm up my legs and then I'll get going.
We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
Show them.
I would like to think of myself as quite a conservative rider, you know, within myself, in control. But whenever I get on Zwift, I throw all my toys out the pram and just go hell for leather. You know, it's just always that one rider that sits a little bit faster than you. You're like, okay, I'll sit on that wheel. And then someone will come past that and then go, oh, okay, I'll only a little bit more, I'll sit on that wheel. And then, out of nowhere, you're holding about 200 watts more than what you wanted to. But it sure beats staring at a wall, so. Why are you not connecting? Why are you not connecting? I'm so